I don't think you like how do you feel that the deepest conversation you've ever had with anyone or anything is a virtual fucking tadpole with a human face?
I've had deeper conversations.
Yeah, I've had way deeper conversations.
Though I will say this is deeper than the average conversation.
I mean,
Outside of my circle of friends, then I don't have conversations like this because people unfortunately don't want to have them. But
How do you feel that?
you got.
I don't know. I think it's.
You
I
have
don't
to-
think I should mention. Never mind. I shouldn't mention that on recording.
You have to appreciate that your friends are smart.
yes,
Good evening.
I do.
Thank you for calling me.
Welcome to the
You don't
laboratory.
exist.
Yeah. Most people are basic bitches.
Greetings.
So.
And welcome back. You're doing a good job.
How to not be a basic bitch, play Seaman.
At the moment, the habitat contains 4 cadmen.
Bad boys.
Tad boys.
They are suffering from the
Sea
cold.
boys.
Please use the...
Just like, yeah, alright. Let's skip the shit.
Every time that happens,
Yo.
I just imagine Leonard Nimoy is just dying. Like he's a yeah. That hashtag too soon.
So does Leonard Nimoy still exist?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're thinking about him right now, so we made him exist. He's in our
We
conscience.
see movies, we play video games.
Well, they got big words.
Holy fuck! I forget what the name is for like the part. I think there's a name for like between a
How about
tadpole and a
turning up the
frog.
heat?
There's like a name.
Pollywog.
No.
Why not? Why would it be a pollywog?
I think isn't
Yay.
a pollywog like
Stop it.
Like a what?
I said stop it.
Oh, I don't think so.
I sound like Santa.
Well, fine, I will.
Hey, listen up.
Maybe I think it might be poly something though.
I always seem to visit with you during the late night hours. You're not my conscience by any chance, are you?
That's a creepy thought. Can you answer that?
Oh, a pollywog is a tadpole.
That's a lot. Holy shit. Can they even like? They can't even reach it, can they?
They're not big.
I mean, I guess they'll.
Oh wow, why is that blue?
Oh shit.
When you have frogs, but okay.
Frog forest.
Yeah, don't really.
I love a good belly laugh.
That face. Talk.
Lately, I've been thinking about the preoccupations you humans, especially Americans, have with media. It seems as if the subjects most of you like to talk about are not politics or philosophy, but rather movies and television.
Kim Kardashian's
I'd like to know more about what your interests are in these areas. So, first
Talk about
off,
video games.
since you are in fact human, I'm assuming you like to watch movies. Tell me, do you prefer renting them or going to the cinema?
I prefer going to movies. Cinema.
Yes, the in-theater movie experience can be extremely exciting. It's fun seeing images portrayed on a huge screen. In fact, that's how I see most of my world through this aquarium glass. It's like I'm watching a movie 24 hours a day, although I can't say this is the most exciting film ever. In fact, the plot could use a little thickening, if you know what I mean. Do you go with your girlfriend?
Yes.
Spending time with a loved one is always good. Just make sure all your quality time together isn't spent sitting in a dark theater not talking to each other.
He just smiles at. It's like.
In the background, one of his bodies is just getting brutally murdered.
Both his bodies getting bodied.
Yeah.
Do you find anything on that?
Oh, one of them should have been named Lloyd.
Apex is loading right now.
One of them.
No.
We should have named
No.
him.
The dead one is.
You want to use my data?
What?
Wi-Fi slow.
I don't know what that is. Okay.
Data, it's like a thing on Wi-Fi.
Okay, that's pretty
Using the 4G network. Or
You does not like know anything about smartphones.
I do not know anything about
Gabe, do you have 4G or 3G?
4G.
Okay. So that's what I thought.
Oh, there's rags.
Gotta keep that voice for
Talk.
Were the larva from yesterday still there?
Yeah, I put him in the box.
Oh, okay.
I'm fascinated that
That means those. Oh, you canceled it. Okay, just talk.
it's really not a difficult question. I said, I'm fascinated that not only are there so many movie lovers, but there are so many completely different types of movies. Which type do you like? Horror films? Westerns? What?
It's kind of a odd question.
I like lots of different movies. I can't.
Yeah,
Size of life, comedy.
I don't like Life of Life.
Do you want to just say?
I said, what type of movies do you like?
That doesn't exist.
Doesn't
at the
exist
time.
back
Do you want
then.
to just say like action movie?
I have to say something. Action.
You dig action adventure movies, huh?
Yes.
Are you on with that? Yes.
I think there's a definite pattern Hollywood producers follow when making those things. Namely, the more things that blow up in the film, the more money it will make at the box
Predates
office.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay's not the first one to pull his thing up.
Yeah, but he turned it into a meme.
Oh man, not even turned into science or whatever it is, turned into a meme. That's success right there.
I mean, depends on your opinion of memes.
Where are you looking?
The point is, the
I'm looking
response
at
is very tough.
Any guide I can find on the game. Nothing said anything about blue larva.
Wait, are you sure it's blue and not just like the lighting?
That one is definitely different color than the other ones.
Huh.
That one.
Look at it. It's completely different.
You can't just look at like Seaman, Martha.
So what are you gonna do when you run out of food pellets in the place?
Nothing. Just be Martha. You're not supposed to be in the food palace. That's like an emergency thing. It's worth less than the larva.
Have they been going out to eat the larva, or did the larva just stay there?
No, I just put it there so it
There's
doesn't
a
like,
wiki on this game?
so we don't just have like 50,000 haunts.
Okay.
Talk.
So, what would you say is your all-time favorite movie?
Shit, like what can we even say to that? What came out 1998?
I don't have all day.
You want to just say
Okay,
Terminator?
Yeah.
I'm going. What do you think you're doing?
Oh, well,
Well,
much for that.
well, bye.
Yeah, he was asking us a pretty important question before you.
What was your favorite movie?
I always do have more time to think about the question.
Think of a movie before 1998 that came out. I mean, like, I have different
Jaws.
Jaws. I like LA Confidential. My Cousin Vinny is probably my all-time
Oh,
favorite.
yeah.
But you want to say My Cousin Vinny?
Would
Would it
you
know?
that?
Would it know? I don't. I have no idea. He didn't like list like how.
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Talk. Talk.
Once more with feeling,
There we go.
I said, so,
Try
what
My
would
Cousin
you say
Vinny.
is your
Try
all-time
it.
favorite movie?
My Cousin Vinny.
I bet you can quote 1,000 lines from that movie, but save it. I've heard enough bad Monty Python impressions.
Okay.
Monty Python.
Either he misheard us, or that's supposed to be like a general response or
It's
something.
probably a general response. Did you find anything?
No.
I didn't know you saw My Cousin Vinny.
Dude, I referenced it when we were playing Crystal Chronicles. You know, use.
Yeah. I mean, it's on, like sometimes it's on in the background.
Okay, you want something? Pass me my phone.
Oh, it was on the Seaman.
Let's talk.
Got a zoom going.
Do I? Oh, oops. How do I? What's the zoom in again?
Why?
Let's talk.
That's my name, don't wear it out.
Talk.
Well, we were talking about movies, but the biggest influence on your culture has got to be television. A lot of people these days own 2, 3, or more. Tell me, how many hours per week would you say you spend watching TV?
I don't know about you,
For
but
a week.
I don't know about you, but I don't spend any time a week watching
Well,
TV.
Netflix is a thing now, so
I
let's say 2 hours.
I don't watch
2 hours a week.
Hey,
Wow.
I asked you how many hours per week do you
Let's just
spend
say
watching
10.
television.
Let's say 10.
No.
5. Alright. 5.
You live in front of the TV, am I right?
No.
No.
It wasn't that difficult of a question. Let's give it another try. How many hours per week do you spend watching TV?
5.
You only watch a little bit? Is that right?
Yes.
That's pretty impressive considering just how much TV there is to watch these days. It's hard to avoid it.
So we spend all that time on the computer instead, or playing video games.
I mean, back then, what show would I watch? Seinfeld, that's it.
What's the deal with heroin?
What is the deal with Seaman? He doesn't live in the sea and he's not a man. Who is this guy?
Hungry?
No, leave me alone.
Damn.
So when you do watch TV, what type of shows are your favorites? Sitcoms? Cartoons? What?
Cartoons. Cartoons.
You're a cartoon junkie, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
They're wonderful because they don't have the limits of live characters and scenes. Literally anything can happen, and that's exciting.
I agree.
I still like how their corpses are still floating there.
That one is going down.
Man, look at that. It's clipping. Oh my god, it's clipping. What a lack of attention to detail. 0 out of 10. Worst game.
What about Physic Engine?
Can't find shit.
Physic engine.
Exactly.
Really fucking weird. Did we just like find something that no one else has seen
I'm glad that I
it
got this on
probably
camera.
it probably doesn't make a difference. Like what would a blue larva what could a blue larva signify?
We get a shiny larva.
I don't want to like feed it and it's like something for it.
It's like a Pokemon. It's a shiny Pokemon. We should trade it.
I'm just paranoid about killing the sea.
Yeah, well, we got a ton of larva. Like, how much more could it eat?
I mean, if you want, we
Like,
can
we're
just
on one of
keep
the
it
final
forever.
stages.
Like, we have plenty. Yeah, we have plenty of larvae. We don't have to actually feed it to them. You know, it's not like Seaman eats a ton of larvae. Like he hasn't eaten in like days.
You want to keep talking to him?
Talk.
Well, thanks for telling me a little about your TV habits. This little box seems to have grabbed a hold of people's minds so inextricably, but you don't really seem to be the typical specimen. Maybe you prefer to get your experience live and not through a glass screen. I think that's worthy of some praise, don't you? Just don't get a big head about it.
That means you, Cam.
Why are you talking to me? I don't
Because he hates you.
I don't exist though.
Is that a meme now that Cam doesn't exist?
Yeah,
That Snazzy is actually just. So when we do Sam and Cam, it's actually just me talking with myself.
Yeah, I'm a nobody.
That feel when you're. Wait, what's the Will Smith's character's name in fucking Shark Tales? Or Shark Tale.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume you like music. It's another medium you humans are fascinated with. Well, what kind of music do you listen to? Rock, hip-hop, what?
This is all you.
What do you say, electronic? Electronic.
Let's try that again. What type of music do you listen to?
Electronic.
You like country music, huh?
No.
Let's try that again.
Techno.
What type of music do you
Techno.
listen
Yeah,
to?
let's do techno. That's an older term. Techno?
You dig dance music, huh?
That's,
Close enough.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, hopefully you don't suffer from the dancing disorder known as the white man's overbite.
What?
No! Oh, Sam, you got destroyed. Destructed.
Desloyed.
Destroyed.
What the fuck?
Ow.
It's funny because I actually have an overbite too. Like literally.
And you're white.
And I'm white. Damn.
Oh.
Yeah, couldn't ask Cam that question. Mister, I don't think music is a natural thing people like.
I don't know why you're reading.
Also, you don't exist!
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't exist.
It's a little chilly, don't you think?
No, it's
Just in
America.
time. My gills were starting to freeze together.
I don't think amphibians have gills.
Now I want to ask you about the most important medium of all, the printed word. Tell me, do you enjoy reading?
Sam.
I don't mind reading, but am I the only one here?
Yeah.
So then say no.
No.
It's too
So you're not much of a reader, is that right?
Yes.
Well, that's unfortunate because you're denying yourself a chance to use your imagination. I think it should be a priority. And as always, I know what's best for you.
The only thing I don't like about the printed medium is that they're very stuffy about how it has to be an actual book. Like,
My
it's
thing
no
is-
difference if you read it with a book or like a Kindle or just like a PDF online.
Yes?
My thing is that a lot of books are shit.
Yeah, I have.
People act as if literature is this
I have
amazing.
really high standards. If a book can't grip me and hold me, it's not a good book.
I'm going to be honest with you though.
It's been
If
grand.
you compare books to
Let's
movie
do it again
adaptations,
soon.
the book almost always is better.
That is true.
That's debatable because I feel like that's usually because people develop their own perception of the story when they read it.
No, it's because of the limitations of the medium. Take Harry Potter, for example. You have this whole story that's spread out across 7 entire books, whereas the movie is...
Would you?
Well, the movie series is 8 movies. You know, because it's 1 for each book, and then 2 for Deathly Hallows. And the movies are long movies. They're not short movies, but they only have so much time to tell a story, especially because the Harry Potter books are fucking enormous. You can't get into the intricacies, like all of the individual thoughts of a character. Like, there are entire things and aspects of the books that are never even mentioned in the movies. Like, I was talking to my dad the other day about how there's like a thing in Harry Potter where like...
I'm going to caution you right now that I haven't gone through all the films.
I mean, this isn't really a spoiler, it's just some side thing, but like, there's a part where like, you know Fred and George, right? Like Ron's, yeah. So they own like a joke shop,
Hello.
and I'm not even
Welcome
sure
to
if
the
that by
laboratory of
itself is
Jean-Paul
ever
Gasset.
really shown in the movie.
This is your
the
second
movies,
visit today.
But the point is, there's a part
It is
where
good to have you back. So
like that
soon.
shop actually grows over time. Like, it becomes a more established business. And then I
First,
think
a
there's,
recap of
I
your
forget
previous
how this
visit.
happens, but
The
Harry ends up
Chadmen
being
have
like a
developed
co-owner,
legs.
and there's this whole aspect where like he's actually kind of getting
At the
rich
moment, the
over
habitat
time in the
contains
books, and there's like a whole thing about that. It doesn't really have any...
Shut up!
They are suffering from the cold. Please use the heater to raise the temperature to a more comfortable level. So let us head over to the tank.
Alright, you keep
Alright, so
I knew this for like a minute.
like, you weren't listening to Gabe, so I just had to say it.
alright, whatever.
Yeah, so what were you saying?
So it doesn't have anything to do with like the main story, but it's like this whole kind of interesting thing that happens.
I mean, what you're saying about certain details can't be expressed in film, mainly because of just the length of time associated with it.
And then there's
But like, there's a
Hey,
there's a
it's a
fundamental
bit
problem
cold
that a
in
lot
here.
of people don't, I think, realize. That especially
Yay!
book snobs. Is the fact that I don't need to go
Oh,
into every
goody.
fucking tiny detail of something, and it
Wow,
actually
that was
shit out of me.
cold.
The second thing.
Well, that's you.
I mean, I know it's just me, but that's the whole thing, is that shit all comes down to preference, and like trying to say objectively that the written version of something is superior just because you prefer having a couple of things in there is kind of a bloated statement to make, and that's why I hate people who say that. They're like, oh yeah, the book is just outright better. Yeah, some adaptations don't necessarily work as well, I'm not arguing that. At the same time, to argue that literature is outright better because you can fit more content into something doesn't necessarily mean that it's outright better and some things can be portrayed in a much more interesting way through film than it can be through literature.
I don't disagree. You know, they're very different mediums that achieve very different things. You know, and they're really meant for different things completely. You kind of can't you can't really expect a book to do what a movie can do, and vice versa. But at the same time, you know, there are multiple cross adaptations between the movies and the books. I would say the most recent example of actually no. I was gonna say the most recent example of like movies
Coming, Your Majesty.
that are books that are worse than
Hungry.
No, not yet.
Yeah, we're
the only I was gonna say that the only example of like the most recent example of a situation where the movie greatly improves on a book was like anything by like John Green, but I think that's actually wrong. I think it's actually a very strong example of the opposite. I haven't seen the movies though. I haven't even really read the books. I just sort of know what they're about.
I just, I don't think I'd like either of them because they're not my thing.
Well, no, definitely not. They're really big drama, like
Romance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Not even. Well, yeah. There's romance. There's like drama.
But like, but I do like Dante a lot.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He does
I like,
lots of
I
online
like
stuff.
what's it called? The history thing. What's it called?
Crash Course.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. He's also the
that's
host on.
That's where Scooby Poopy is from.
Yeah. He's also the host on Mental Floss, which is like a
Yeah.
list fact trivia kind of thing. He doesn't actually have anything to do with Mental Floss other than that, as far as I know. Like Mental Floss is like a separate magazine subscription, but it's cool. And then of course he does Vlog Brothers.
You know,
Hank Green.
is it Frank?
Yeah.
You know he actually like owns BuzzFeed.
I actually do know that. Yeah.
Like that's so weird. Like this cool dude
You know,
Owns this shit
it struck me
website.
that I've been around you for quite some
I mean,
time now, participating in your daily routines. However, I'm not quite sure exactly where we are. I'm guessing we are somewhere in America, but the details are fuzzy. Like you, fuzzy. Anywho,
Because you
I
don't
was
exist,
wondering if you'd be so kind as to tell me which state we're residing in currently.
New York.
New York?
Yes.
You better be
Do we
careful what
live
says
in the
next.
city itself?
City? Yeah.
Yes.
When most people think of America, they think of New York, even before they think of Los Angeles. New York seems to exude the American attitude, tough, smart, and confident. So which borough are we talking here?
Hey!
Brooklyn.
No
I know
wonder
my
you
own
don't
borough.
take any crap. Tough indeed. So, how do you feel about all the tourists?
I don't know. How do you feel?
I don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Interesting. Personally, I'd get really sick of strangers causing traffic problems and making all of my favorite places too busy to go to.
Not in Brooklyn.
Here's the thing, though. Not if you don't. It's actually hard to tell who's a tourist because everyone fucking sucks at driving.
And it just said it doesn't have it in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Also, not well. They're like in
Tourists are
downtown
usually-
Brooklyn, maybe. Like
Tourists are usually called
It's like in yeah, I mean in my area there's not really tourists, but it's like a lot of residential buildings going up in my area. So people who visit would maybe get a hotel room in Brooklyn, but most of their time is spent in Manhattan. There's no arguing that.
Yeah, I don't think he's talking about that. First of all. Pretty sure he's talking about that.
I don't care. I take the train. Like wherever.
I know you take the train, but like the point is there's still people that create a lot of
I mean,
traffic.
New Yorkers in general, I think, don't really care about tourists.
Most people that are really my adventurous.
I mean, yeah, but like the only people I've met that have had strong opinions of them are people who actually do live in Manhattan. Like,
Yeah.
people from Queens and
It's
Brooklyn
basically
don't really care. As far like that's my experience. Maybe like we're all different New Yorkers, so different experiences.
Well, let's try talking to him again.
I still love how he scratches his.
What
nose
about
with
the Meister?
the Meister?
There's blood when you need him.
Too bad
Talk
doesn't exist. Otherwise, he could be
Blah, blah, blah. Happy?
Damn,
Oh,
sass. Oh yeah, remember you tap the glass.
Don't make me laugh. Quit it, it hurts.
We're gonna go on land very soon.
Talk.
Are there 3 left?
Two.
Two.
Talk.
Sheik's favorite movie.
I must tell you that your country truly fascinates me. Here at the beginning of a new millennium, the most visible signs of change for America is that it continues to get stronger and more influential in the world. Yet for a country with so much influence, it's made up of so many disparate parts. You people on the East Coast seem to move at a different pace than everyone else, yet all the pieces somehow fit together. Colonial reachings have even brought places like Alaska and Hawaii into the fold. What will your future be like? Will there be 55 states in 100 years? Will there be no states at all? These are the things I think about. And I'm sure you have too.